everybody. Welcome to the Game Informer Show, a weekly podcast covering the video game industry. Join us every Thursday for a discussion with the latest gaming news, reviews, and exclusive reveals alongside Game Informer staff and special guests from around the industry. I'm one of your hosts today, Alex Van Aken, aka Ayonki Vong, and today I'm joined by Chonky Hong. How you doing, Chonky Hong?
Hello, chonking, hanging around.
Yeah. Of course, your human name is Charles Harte. Thank you for joining us today, Charles. And rounding out the show today, we've got Wonky Long. Oh my God.
Feeling very long, feeling very wonky.
Wesley LeBlanc, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to be here. Excited to fully embrace my Kong.
Yeah, I will say of the Kong names we have, Wonky Kong for sure could be one.
Wonky Long.
It might be.
I'm saying if it was just Wonky
Kong, if
it
was just Kong,
and you told me that existed, and he was just like a side character in DK64, I'd be like, probably.
I mean, Chonky Kong also.
Chonky Kong too. I don't know about a Yonky Kong. That one.
Yeah.
Aioli
my
Kong.
first name. Wait, my first name's actually David, so I could just be Donkey Kong.
Oh, you're just you are Donkey Kong.
I'm Donkey Kong.
Oh my God, we're sitting with royalty.
Yeah. What's up? I hope you're enjoying my game. Yeah. All right. Enough with the bits. Welcome to the Game Informer Show. We got a big packed episode this week. We're going to be talking about Donkey Kong Bananza, Eriksholm, which is a top-down, almost Plague Tale-like stealth game. We've got Shadow Labyrinth later in the show that Charles has been playing, which is the new Pac-Man Metroidvania. And we'll talk a bit about Bravely Default on Switch 2 later as well. But before we get into the episode, please consider getting a Game Informer magazine subscription, either print or digital. The print version is very high quality, glossy, better paper quality, more pages than it used to be. And that is a fantastic way for folks in the US to support us. And if you're listening from international waters, you can read all of the content that's inside of the physical magazine with the digital membership, which is actually cheaper than the print subscription. So if you are overseas and want to support us, that's the best way to do it. Second best way is to share the show with a friend and rate us on your favorite podcast platform.
Do you guys ever, when we talk about the magazine and we say like better pages, more stories, I always want to throw like Papa John's.
Oh yeah.
Every time
better
someone
pages,
says
better
it.
pizza, Papa John's.
Yeah.
And our new CEO is Shaquille O'Neal.
I Papa John's, it's all right.
It's probably like my least favorite, and I didn't even like Papa John's before we learned their CEO was racist. So like
his secrets.
Yeah.
I think I forgot about that. Was that a long time ago?
It was
like 2020s. It was in COVID, I think. He got caught on tape saying
or maybe a little
the N-word.
Pre-COVID.
Ooh.
And hard R as well too. It was like very
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember there being memes about him being like really red in the face or something.
That too. He tried to do like a comeback. Like he would post videos in his kitchen making pizza because he was like, they've destroyed my company. Papa John's Pizza is no good anymore. And so he was like trying to work up a new way, like his recipe again. And people were like,
a new local shop.
Yeah.
Daddy J's.
Huh. Did he like make the recipe? I feel like it was probably just corporate pizza people who made the recipe.
My knowledge of Papa John's begins
I'm
and
sure
ends
it's changed
with
over
his
time.
racist cancellation.
Okay. Well, I like Domino's a fair amount. The new crust. I learned though Kyle Hilliard hates the new Domino's crust.
He likes the old cardboard
Yeah.
stuff they used to do.
Yeah.
No, that garlic.
I was
doesn't like
appalled.
it put on it.
I was like, I didn't start eating Domino's until they made the crust good, like 10 years ago. But anyways, this isn't a pizza podcast. This is a video game podcast.
Can we go back to the magazine for a second also?
Yeah, of course.
We just announced the next cover is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Yes.
Alex and I went to England to see it. It's my first cover story, which I'm very excited about. Wes is a vampire now. He's been infected. Wes,
you're watching on the video. Yeah, what clan are you, Wes?
Bruja.
Okay, yeah.
I like that. I like
Bruja.
I feel I feel like all drummers are Bruja for whatever reason. And then the other thing about this is we have a cool feature on these upcoming D&D books set in the Forgotten Realms, which is like classic D&D setting. It's where you're playing if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3. And not only do we have a piece about that, our magazine's coming with a poster, and it's 2-sided, and it's got D&D art. And if you're getting a magazine physically, you're getting a poster physically, and that's really cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, those new polybags are letting us include bonus goodies, so hopefully that trend continues. I know on our side of things we want to keep doing it, so this D&D poster is just the first of hopefully many little fun pack-ins. It's free. It's like a nostalgic feeling for me. Yeah, with your subscription. Yeah. I'll say if that maybe that name, that game rings a bell, Vampire the Masquerade, it's a cult classic from the mid 2000s. Nearly 2 decades later, we're finally getting the sequel after it spent years in development hell. It's going to be a fascinating cover story. Charles did a great job. You still have time, if you're listening to this, to lock in a subscription and get that issue if you're interested in it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the bulk of the show. I've been playing Donkey Kong Bananza. Have either of you had a chance to play it yet? I know you've been busy.
I played like 10 minutes at a Best Buy.
Yes.
Because I walked up and I was like, oh, a Switch 2 Pro controller. I haven't held one of these yet because I didn't buy one. And then saw that Donkey Kong was one of the demo games listed, and I was like, what? It was like last weekend. So I played a little bit of it, and it was like the very opening mines area, and then it jumps to I don't know what the first area is, or if
lagoon, the lagoon layer.
Maybe I remember there was those exploding rocks.
Yes,
you could throw purple exploding rocks and stuff. Yeah,
that's the lagoon layer, which is I'm realizing as the game goes on. So the way that Donkey Kong Bananza works is essentially there's these bad guys called the Void Crew, I think, and they're a mining company that are trying to get to the planet's core to, do bad things or whatever. And Donkey Kong and Pauline kind of get sucked into all of this at the start of the game, and they are also trying to get to the planet's core because apparently there's a myth that if you can make it to the planet's core, you get one wish to come true. And Pauline's wish is going to be to get back up to the surface and go home. And I don't know what Donkey Kong's wish is.
It sucks that you're stuck underground and you have to waste your wish on just escaping.
Yeah.
Like,
so true.
That's right. That sucks. So that's kind of like you're going deeper and deeper throughout the game. And I've noticed there's a lot of the levels, they're kind of like just called layers and sub layers. And I didn't realize, like at first it felt like arbitrary numbers. Like it's like sub layer 100, sub layer 200. And I just got to sub layer like 300. I'm like, oh, okay, this is just the world counters. And I don't know why that didn't clock. I wasn't clocking it. At first it wasn't clocking to me. Justin Bieber, go listen to Swag. Great album, by the way. But I've made it to sub layer 300. So like the third world. And I'm having a blast with it. It's a ton of fun. For a peek behind the scenes, listeners, we already recorded this episode and I messed it all up and we have to re-record now. But the benefit is that that I've gotten to play more Donkey Kong. And I think, I was talking to Wes and Charles in the Lost recording about this, but one of the primary factors that really excites me going into this game is the fact that it's the Mario Odyssey team, and I love Mario Odyssey. It's my favorite Mario game, and so I've really kind of been wanting to see what this team cooks up with Donkey Kong, right? In this this new 3D platformer. And now that I'm 3 levels in, it's really clicking for me. It wasn't not clicking for me before, but it was like I was still kind of, I think like the first 2 levels, it's like, okay, I'm kind of seeing the vision for this. And by the time you get to the end of the second level, you unlock your first Bananza transformation. And this game, yes, Wes is on the video version, doing the animation himself, beating his chest to transform. And the first Bananza transformation that you unlock is the big, strong Donkey Kong. He's got the banana dreads, and he's like really big and strong and can punch through metal. And I should say the primary mechanics in that you were kind of operating with is the ability to punch forward, the ability to punch upward and downward. And the game is all about tunneling through various surfaces, also climbing on said surfaces. You know, there's no stamina bar. You can just climb on most surfaces. There's a few exceptions that you can't climb on, and those kind of act as like the bounds of how deep you can go in the level, or if they don't want you to like burrow through the entire thing, they'll put up like these big kind of indestructible rock pillars, and it's very clear when you hit one of those. But other than that, yeah, you can burrow and dig and just uncover tons of secrets, and I'm really liking it. It's really good.
I wanted to ask about, because last time we talked, you were saying like you like it, and I think Wes even was saying when people were doing like the first demos, they were like, this burrowing mechanic's like cool, but I'm curious to see if it's gonna like entertain us throughout a whole game.
Yeah.
As you're getting to like World 3, I just wanted to ask about the ways that it is like staying interesting for you, or like how the worlds are different mechanically.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned in your demo, you found the exploding rocks, right, in that second area. And that's, there continues to be like new, those explosive rocks continue to be a theme in the game, but they become more, I think there's more interesting ways that like you have to get past obstacles. So they introduce like mud, for instance, and mud is a surface that you can't climb, but they teach you a mechanic where if you break off a piece of rock, which is one of the things you can do as Donkey Kong, whatever surface you're on, whether you're on one of those exploding rocks that Charles mentioned, you can pull that off and throw it and you'll explode whatever it hits. Or if you're on like normal dirt, you just kind of pick up a thing of dirt. One thing I learned is you can surf on whatever you pick up. So you rip it out of the ground.
Turf surf, they called it.
Yes.
In the trailer.
Yeah. And I went into this game fairly like ignorant, like and intentionally so. I kind of wanted to be surprised by everything. And so you can like pick up these rocks and surf on them, surf turf. There's a section in between the second and third layer where you pick up a rock, you jump in the air, and you press the jump button again, and DK kind of throws the rock below his feet and kind of like, it's almost like a super jump, and you use that to
jump.
What is it?
Chunk jump, I think it's called.
Wow, you know all the terms, Charles.
I don't know. I remember seeing
that's
terms in the trailer.
That's chunky.
Yeah,
it's dude. That's me. I'm Chonky Kong.
Yeah, Chonk Kong.
Chonk Kong. I remember really liking the names. Oh gosh, you guys ever played with these squishy things before? And they're fun to squish around.
They got the little like hairs on them, like the long.
Oh, it does now.
Ew, he just popped his thingy.
Squishy ball.
His squishy ball.
To be clear, I don't know what it's called, but it's a little squishy stress toy. Don't say I popped my thingy out of the air. Here, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta clean this off my hands.
Oh my god, yeah. We'll keep talking while you go clean your thing off. That's gross.
Classic Chonky. right there.
Yeah, that Chonky, man. He's got more strength. He got more strength than he knows. But I'm enjoying those kind of obstacles, Wes, in the environment. Like, there's like a mud, a mud stairwell, and I have to, and there's like these spiky dudes that are rolling down it and damaging me if I get hit by them. So it's like, it feels very like Mario and those areas where it's like, okay, I'm doing a little more platforming here, some problem solving, like making sure that I'm not getting hit by these little spike dudes, and I'm using the chonk honk or whatever he called it to like double jump essentially and like jump higher and get out of the way. And then those same enemies are weak to the surf turf, and so if I throw a rock down, I can kind of ram through them, because it's as if you're on a skateboard on these rocks that you're surfing on, and you can kind of like boost yourself, like push yourself forward with your arms, like as if you're like gaining speed on a skateboard. And some of those enemies are susceptible to damage that way. And so that's a lot of fun. But I'm just really loving the rewarding exploration in this game. You know, there are so many collectibles, and those collectibles can unlock cosmetics and items like apple juice, which if you die, it gives you essentially like an extra life and it restores your health. You can buy balloons with those collectibles, and balloons, essentially, if you fall off the map, they'll balloon you back up to where you fell from. There are a number of other consumables that you can unlock to make the game easier for you, but they do require like gold. They require, in the case of cosmetics, there are fossils buried about the about all of the area. And so it's just a lot of fun finding like little secrets hidden within just the middle of a mountain that you're breaking through. It feels really natural and organic to just stumble upon these bandanium gems, which are essentially like the big stars you're chasing after, right? They're like the main collectible in the game. It's what is, it's that carrot on the stick for you, because as you collect more of those banana gems, you are unlocking skill points for DK, and the skill tree continues to expand, by the way. I know in our lost recording, I was telling you how it's a pretty simple and straightforward skill tree. While it remains simple, it has continued to kind of get wider.
Are you build crafting?
I'm build crafting, yeah. I'm min-maxing DK.
Min-maxing DK.
Sick.
Yeah.
I do remember the one ability tree thing, just in my recollection of the names of all the moves, is there's turf surf, but then you can get surf surf, which is where you can do it on water. And I just really like that that's what they called it.
Yeah.
And those like more mechanical, like new combos and unlocks, they cost more points. And so you really need to save your skill points if you want to get some of those more fun things. Like,
what's something that wouldn't cost a lot of points?
Something that wouldn't cost a lot of points is like the first time you want an extra heart on your health bar.
Okay.
Or increasing the damage that your punch does.
Are there
in terms
mechanics
of like
to unlock? Like you're buying combos or moves?
Yes, yeah. So surf turf is the surf turf thing I've been talking about. That's hidden behind a couple skill points. The surf thing. There's one ability where if you spin the left Joy-Con stick and you press the jump button, DK does like this like wind up cyclone ability that like punches a bunch of stuff, and it's great in combat, but you can also use it to like kind of burrow and like break stuff much quicker. There's a fair amount of I wouldn't say it's as complex as like a Mario Odyssey where you can like you're chaining together all of these various jumps, and like that's like really like if you wanted to master Mario Odyssey and like speed run it, there was a lot of tech to do that. I'm sure that will reveal itself as the DK community continues to explore this game. But I am really enjoying the pace at which I'm getting new abilities, and I would say that the tool belt largely remains the same. From like, you're always going to have from the start of the game, you have a lot of these abilities, despite some of the ones that are hidden behind skill points. And you'll just kind of slowly realize like, oh, I can, 2 levels in, and it'll tell you, hey, by the way, if you hit left trigger, you kind of do a barrel roll in it, and it can help you get speed. And while you could have done that the entire time, it's kind of just like, hey, just in case you missed it, this is something you can do. I played last night I went into one of the challenge rooms, and these are kind of hidden across the environments, and you have to have Pauline sing to kind of open the gateway up. And when you go inside, there are a number of different challenges. It could be like a monkey bars challenge where you have to like kind of climb underneath of a big kind of structure and get around it while dodging, flying enemies and that kind of thing to get to the banana gems at the end. And then there are others where it's like more of a combat challenge. I went into one last night, and it was a Donkey Kong Country level, but in the style of Donkey Kong Bananza. It was 2D. Yeah, it shifts.
Nice.
I guess 2.5D technically, like 3D assets. They're still all the same assets, but yeah, camera is fixed to a 2D perspective, and yeah, that was very cool. It's like I played essentially like the intro to Donkey Kong Country. And
it's not surprising because the Odyssey team did that with Mario, 2D little
and like the like hearing like Sticker Brush Symphony and those kind of tracks redone is really, really exciting. And on that note, I think this soundtrack is just continues to be amazing. I love it. The Donkey Kong soundtracks have a sort of like I guess you'd call it like a world flavor, in terms of like a lot of different instruments from a lot of different cultures and music backgrounds kind of infused into this really fun, eclectic mix of instrumentation. And you get a lot of like vocables, you get a lot of, various woodwind instruments and like reed instruments and that kind of thing. And this game continues that trend. Since Pauline's involved, there are some more like Pauline focused kind of tracks where she sometimes sings, but she sometimes kind of like weirdly raps. I don't know. She's a little all over the place, but I enjoy it whenever I get to hear one of those tracks. But
is she?
Yeah, I want to do a review of just Pauline's rapping.
Yeah,
like Kyle review the game. I'll do a rap review. I'm like,
she says DK a lot.
We'll take that.
Yeah, so
that's correct.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Wes?
Is Pauline annoying? I'm thinking back to Death Stranding 2, where some people hated Doll Man and some people loved Doll Man, and I'm curious where Pauline falls on the constant companion scale.
No, she's very charming, actually. Like, I think the voice actress for Pauline does an incredible job of like capturing, because she's a kid in this one. She's like 13 in the game, and she's got like this very like almost like Pixar quality to her voice acting. I feel like it's like really charming. And when sometimes DK will like break open like a secret room or something, and she'll kind of like have this excited like well, I'm not the voice actress, so it's much better than that. So like this like childlike surprise, but mixed with excitement. And she's kind of got stage fright, but she's comfortable singing in front of Donkey Kong. And there's like these really human, intimate moments where she's like, I'll be here to sing whenever you need me, Donkey Kong, but don't make me sing in front of other people. Like that. And it's just like really charming and warm. And she is not she's not an over talker. Like it's tasteful, I will say. And usually when she's talking to you, it's like in between the action, otherwise she might have like some quips here and there, but it's so far all very, very cute and wholesome. And I really like Pauline as a kid. I'm not like a big Pauline fan from like Donkey Kong or not Mario Odyssey. Like she's cool, you know.
I was gonna say,
like,
I don't know if there's enough Pauline content in any game for people to be a Pauline fan.
I don't know. People
before now.
I get what he means. Though people act like they're like Pauline stans, and I'm like, there was a 30-year gap in her history, and then she had a really cool level in Odyssey.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're a Pauline stan?
Yeah, not that I hate Pauline, just like there's not much there.
I just haven't enough time.
Just kidding.
I don't know. She's just like a lady who sings, but this is like really kind of bringing her character forward and kind of like, you know, despite being 13 in the game, I feel like she's a much more well-rounded character so far. In
she has full voice lines, right?
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's
full
cool.
voice acting for her. Yeah, and really for the whole game is fully voiced for the most part.
So Donkey Kong doesn't talk.
Yeah, Pauline but he talks. Does like well, that's Chewbacca, but
right.
He does. He beats his chest. Wes did the chest beat. Thank you. He does. And
What is another character that talks, and can you do their voice also?
Well, I was gonna say Donkey Kong kind of sounds like
Tim
Scooby Doo, like
that too, yeah.
Shaggy. Like, what are you doing here, Donkey Kong?
Okay, that's a really good Shaggy. That's a good
Shaggy.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a big orangutan dude who gives you the first Bonanza ability, but he just like talks in like primate, like he's just like whoa, and then they're like and Pauline's like, I can understand you, and I'm like, I can't, but you know.
But other than that, I just wanted to say, because you said it's fully voiced, I was just wondering if Pauline's having like conversations where other people are speaking English, like the evil guys. Do they speak English, or is it the similar thing where they're like,
no, they speak English.
Okay.
They're like, there's one lady who's like, the president will want to hear about this.
Okay.
She's like looking over
sultry,
Donkey.
Okay.
Yeah, she is sultry. And then the main bad guy's kind of like more maniac, like I think he's like, I'm gonna kill you all. Not really, but like it's more that vibe.
That was good
to get you a reel going.
That was kind of a young Eren Yeager to me sounding voice.
Ew.
That's what it gave me.
So yeah, it's a good game. I'm really liking it a lot. And the boss fight. I fought a sort of like mini boss. It might be a real boss fight, but the way it incorporated, like, as you're expecting like a very much like, oh, this, I have to turn into it starts off and it's like this big octopus thing, like big, like SpongeBob octopus, like square thing. And it will cover itself in steel. And so if you're normal Donkey Kong, you can't damage it, but you have to use your Bonanza ability and transform into big Donkey Kong. And then you can punch through it. And you're like punching away like not body parts, but essentially like you're punching holes in this dude. And it's like showing the damage. And once you punch away the metal, it kind of reveals inside he's actually like this little octopus dude, this collection of octopi that there's a lot of octopi in the game that kind of like shapeshift. I'm not sure what their whole deal is, but like that's what this boss is. And once you kind of break away his hard outer shell, he kind of jumps back in the arena and like terraforms and like builds this little mountain that you have to then climb the mountain and like punch him up on top of that while he's like sending people at you and like doing like ranged stuff. But the way that they are, like that first little boss fight, I was like, oh, okay, like it's more than just get close and punch the thing. It's like, oh, you have to like get close and punch the thing, but then you have to transform if your punches aren't working. And then once you do enough damage, there's like a little like climbing environmental puzzle kind of thing. And I'm enjoying that flow, and I'm excited to see how that ramps up as the game goes, because it was very much like not quite introductory boss fight, but close enough, right? It's like, okay, this is the easy, least complicated one. They're showing me how I use my Bonanza abilities and testing that. And yeah, I'm enjoying that quite a lot. There's also like these other like smaller enemies you fight in the game that are like these, I think I was telling you guys about this. It's like this skeleton, this golden skeleton
that
that turns himself into, actually I realized it's a crocodile skeleton. So picture a crocodile, but all bones.
Oh,
and then he covers himself in rock and swings this big hammer thing at you. But it's really satisfying to fight those things because as you punch them, the rock is slowly breaking away. And then you reveal the skeleton underneath after you've punched through all the rock. And then one hit on those guys will kill them. And sometimes they'll like shoot out keys for you to use in very particular areas. It's not like it's not like a treasure key where, oh, I've got this key now and I can go and find a treasure chest somewhere. It's like very specifically, you are fighting this guy in front of this device. And once you beat it, he drops the key. But then later on, now that I've played more, those are just like common enemies now. But they're still nonetheless fun.
Maybe King K. Rool type crocodiles, or are they?
No, more like definitely not King K. Rool types. More
rats.
More rat-like, exactly.
Oh, I meant rats is like, oh, rats.
No, they're more just like random creatures. They don't resemble King K. Rool. Although I hope he makes an appearance. I think that'd be cool as hell.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be one of the Bonanza transformations. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, you could chomp through the earth and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, or like
I do like that the game's cartoony enough that the way you defeat this enemy is you punch his skin off and then break his bones. But it's like, oh, but it's charming. But it's Donkey Kong.
Yeah. It's you're right. Everything has like it's a family friendly game, right? But like there are still those, I think just like punching in DK Bonanza feels really good. Just like whether you're punching through the earth, punching through skeletons of people.
Poor Pauline, she's just growing up in front of she's just watching Donkey Kong rip
desensitized,
punch, just violence.
Yeah.
You guys know that Harambe was my hometown zoo?
What?
No way. What?
That's Cincinnati Zoo. There's a statue of Harambe still. Anyways, all this talk of young kid hanging out with gorilla. It's just maybe have Harambe on the brain.
I have a Harambe hat that has a picture of him and it says "Legends Never Die."
Wow.
Did you ever meet him?
I maybe saw him at the exhibit. Consider that meeting.
I mean, sometimes the animals will come up to the glass and
no, I know,
have a special moment.
Sound like there's like a meet and greet for Harambe. No, I don't think he was a big deal before he was killed. He was just.
But it's possible you did meet him at one point. You just didn't remember.
The Cincinnati Zoo now there's a whole thing
Harambe.
Post Donkey Kong meets Harambe. That's the title of this podcast episode. The Harambe died, and then we had a baby hippo that was born premature, and then ended up being okay and was like a whole big deal. And I'm so confident that the zoo PR team was like, oh, thank God, we have something else that people are going to talk about when they talk about Cincinnati Zoo.
Wait, is it the little baby hippo?
Mudang?
Fiona the hippo, not Mudang. Fiona was like
Thailand,
back in
I think.
Yeah, this was like
I thought y'all just like this zoo was pumping out stars,
No, it's a good zoo. It's a great zoo, but it's not Fiona's big now too.
These industry plants.
If you go to a like Cincinnati gift shop or something, or somewhere that would have like regional town stuff, there's like Fiona t-shirts, Fiona mugs, Fiona coasters. You can probably find a puzzle and the subject of the puzzle is baby Fiona in like a pond or something. They like pushed it so hard. Anyways, I don't think there's any baby hippos in this game. I was just, sometimes
never say never.
Harambe.
There's definitely rhinos and Cranky Kong.
That's true.
There could be hippos somewhere. I've got a lot to go, but yeah, I'm really enjoying just like seeing. I just got to the third area is called the Canyon Layer. This big red canyon, and I'm excited. I'm at the very start of it, and I think there's going to be some minecart action going on. If I remember from the trailers, so I'm really enjoying Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's becoming one of my favorite games of the year for sure. So it's just it's a delight, honestly. And I wish this thing came out when the Switch launched, but close enough. It's been a few weeks, a month. And having this and Mario Kart, which I'm still enjoying, definitely feels like, okay, here's like the launch. This thing has some games now that are worth picking it up for. Yeah, it feels really good.
Worth mentioning, Game Informer does not. We might have a review up by the time you're listening to this, but at this time we don't, because we did not receive code early. In case you're wondering where you can read our thoughts.
Yeah, we unfortunately were removed from that list when we got shut down and have yet to be put back on. But they do send us launch day codes. But yeah, if you're wondering where our review is, Kyle Hilliard is currely playing through Donkey Kong. That's why he's not on the episode. He didn't want to like color his
Hong, right?
Oh, what would he be? Conky Hong?
Conky Hong, yeah.
Conky Hong is currently playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and he doesn't want to color his criticism by hearing our thoughts on it. And so he's in his little Donkey Kong hole. He's burrowed deep in the mountain,
the
just
DK
playing
hole.
The DK hole. Yep.
Yeah. I just realized that when Marcus comes on, he's Monkey Song. That's Pauline.
Aw.
Yeah, that's.
We'll call him Pauline. We'll call him Paul.
I want to do the rest of the
Just
staff.
call him Pauline.
Yeah, there's some good stuff here. Some good gems.
Bonky Song is
Bonky
good.
Song's
That's
pretty good. Matt's
Monkey Mong. Is Matt's. Yeah, all good.
I was gonna let you get out of your system.
Yeah.
I was like, it seems like he's cooking here. He's in the kitchen. We're not in the kitchen with him, but he's somewhere in the kitchen. Well, let's throw it over to you, Wes. You've been playing Eriksholm, which is a top-down stealth game that really caught my eye when I first. I think I saw it because you were talking about it in Slack, Wes, during a Steam Next Fest or something, and the screenshots caught my eye. I heard from you that it's like this really cool stealth game, so I wishlisted it. So I'm dying to hear once again your thoughts on Eriksholm.
Yeah, Eriksholm: The Stolen Dream is a stealth game from newcomer studio called River End Games. They kind of revealed this game in 2023 during Summer Games Fest, and it was one of those write-ups that, like, during Summer Game Fest you have a bunch of big announcements, and it's like, obviously you're going to write about the new Resident Evil, the new this or that, and then sometimes games slip through the crack just because it's really hard to keep up with a bunch of announcements. But Eriksholm was what I went back to cover because I was like, this game looks really cool. It immediately grabbed my attention with its top-down art style, and it's a visually beautiful game, like one of the prettiest of the year. And it's just a stealth focused game is not, we just don't get as many these days. I mean, I guess we do a lot more on the indie scale, which this is an indie game, but there's some big names behind the studio. Anyway, a year passed, and then I saw it again last year at with the Summer Game Fest coverage and stuff, and then finally another year passed, and it kind of launched out of nowhere this year. It didn't actually like shadow drop, but I received code, and then boom, it's out like a week later, which is unfortunate in terms of fanfare because I think this game is really, really good. I gave it an 8.25 for Game Informer, which is a great review or a great score for like a newcomer studio, first attempt at a game. Is
this PC only, Wes?
No, I think it's on PS5 and Xbox Series XS as well. Yeah.
Cool.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to Switch too as well. I think it'd be a really good Switch game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so it's a stealth game on its surface. And after playing through like 15 hours in it, what I really discovered is it's actually a puzzle game using stealth terms and stealth mechanics and stealth gameplay as its puzzle pieces, which I really enjoyed. So you start the game as Hannah. She's the main protagonist. She, her brother's kidnapped by like the police force. She and her brother are kind of like street urchins in this city that's, there's not class warfare, but it's clear that like the upper class is kind of ruling the city and everyone that's not in the 1% is kind of struggling and working a bunch to make ends meet. And the city is inspired by 20th century, like Scandinavia, which I'm not super familiar with Nordic cities, but to me, it kind of just gives like a whale punk vibe, very Dishonored. Lots of verticality, coastal city. There's like trolley cars hanging in the air, floating by and that kind of stuff.
How's the sound design with that stuff? Does it feel like you're in that place?
Yeah, it does. It's not like the biggest highlight. It's one of those things that kind of just is part of the environment. It doesn't really stand out, which I guess is kind of what you want with sound design. but yeah, it gives me like big Dishonored vibes with the way like there's advertisements from like local companies all over the place, and it's very like, yeah, it's just very whale punk without the actual emphasis on killing and
Whale
hunting
oil.
whales. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do dig that.
Can you just like in theory, if someone didn't know what whale punk was, could you like define some characteristics of whale punk?
Yeah, it is riffing off of steampunk, which is like a city, a society, architecture defined by steam engines. So instead of moving to like combustion engines and that kind of thing, I believe they stuck with steam. Whale punk is that similar aesthetic, but instead of steam engine, society is kind of running on whale oil and whale blubber and stuff to make products, to make machinery. So like Dishonored is probably the biggest example of whale punk, in at least in our industry, where they just kill a bunch of whales and use that oil to power the city. And so it looks very similar to steampunk. It just kind of has a different vibe, usually like a darker, grittier vibe, since society is focused on killing whales, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I've always felt like steampunk is a little more like whimsical.
Sure.
Yeah. Look up a trailer for Dishonored. That's whale punk. Look up a trailer for In Exile's Clockwork Revolution. That is steampunk. And like Alex said, Clockwork Revolution is way like brighter and cheerier, and yeah. But anyway, so you play as Hannah trying to find your brother, and she's just a little girl, so you're not really capable of killing or even combat, which is mechanically defined by having to stealth around everywhere. And if you're spotted, it's an instant game over because she has no chance of escaping a bunch of police patrolling the city looking for her. She has no chance of fighting back. And so it starts with you're just kind of moving through the city, and you can crouch automatically whenever there's guards nearby, and you just kind of sneak by in a simple stealth way that you've seen before. Guards turn around, and then their sightline goes up if they see you, and if that sightline fills up, you're busted. And then after a little bit, they'll turn around and look over here, and that's your cue to go. Something I do like about the guard animations is it's very all the animations are very natural. It's not like, it doesn't feel like very gamified where they're turning around randomly. They wait 5 seconds, they turn around this way. Like they'll like mosey around in a circle and kind of smoke a cigarette and just kind of like whistle and stuff. And it feels very like, it feels like they're on an actual patrol. Like they're actually just kind of chilling in this world, which I really appreciated. I think that's a small but very cool detail. As you progress, you unlock a blow dart, and she can shoot sleep darts at guards, which is a really cool mechanic because you can put guards to sleep, but there's still challenge associated with it, which I liked. You have to, when you shoot a sleep dart at a guard, they'll turn around and be like, whoa, who shot me? What's going on? Why do I have this in my neck? For like 5 seconds. So you need to shoot them from cover, which is cool because I think most stealth games would just let you shoot them and insta-sleep them.
Sure.
And then furthermore, you have to move their body, because if a guard sees their body, they're going to call all the other guards to the area. So it's a nice level of challenge. You play her for about 6, 7, 8 hours, and then you unlock the second protagonist, which is Alva, and she is a little bit older. She's kind of like a local resistance leader trying to help the poor, especially kids. She really wants to help like children and orphans. She can climb pipes on buildings to reach rooftops, and she can throw pebbles, which throwing pebbles is like, that's 101 for stealth games. It just distracts people. But it's cool because Hannah is kind of more centered on like ground level, and she can move through ventilation shafts to enter buildings. But she's not really going up or down, whereas Alva can go up. And so you get the rooftops, which is a new piece of the puzzle. And what's
can
really
she
cool,
only do rooftops, or can she go below as well?
she can't really, they don't really go below too much. Like when you're on a rooftop, you can go back down to the ground floor. Rarely was I like going from ground floor to somewhere beneath with pipes. Gotcha. But there's a few instances of that. And what's really cool is like after you're introduced to Alva, she's got like her own solo level. Her and Hannah meet up, and they both need to advance through a level, which means you need to switch back and forth and get them to the end. And to do that, you need to like have Hannah sleep dart a guard that's in Alva's way so that Alva can advance forward, and then vice versa. Like you have to interact with them like that. And it becomes like this puzzle of, okay, Hannah needs to go here. How can Alva help her do that? And vice versa. Keep playing for a few hours, loving the game. I'm advancing to the city. You know, we're trying to find my brother. And then we're introduced to a third protagonist that joins the crew named Sebastian. He's like kind of the brute guy. So he can swim, and usually water's on the lowest level of the city. So now I've got Alva up top, often Hannah on the ground level, and Sebastian's like kind of going low with water. And he can choke out guards. So that's like the final piece of this 3 protagonist puzzle. And the final few hours where you have all 3 of them are so good. Like it's excellent puzzle design, it's excellent stealth design. And I really enjoyed switching back and forth on the D-pad between the characters and moving them into place, getting them ready to do, okay, Hannah's going to sleep dart this guy. Sebastian has to quickly run up and grab this guy before he sees the guy that's now sleeping. And Alva has to distract the chief that's watching over everyone with a pebble. And it's really cool watching them build on that. And honestly, I think like from the moment you have those 3 to the end, like the puzzles only get better and better. Which is cool. Like they start to introduce guns, which are instant kills for you. Like they instantly kill you. There's like
you don't get the gun.
No. You get just like instantly mowed down. Yeah. Like, but it's really good. I had a really, really good time. My biggest letdown with the game was kind of like retroactive because I really enjoyed it. And then I get to the end, the last third of the game with all 3 protagonists, and the game really sings. Like it's really brilliant when you're using all 3. And then I'm kind of like, well, dang, why did I have to play 2/3 of this game not like this? I think ultimately River End Games took too long to get to the best part of their game. And by the time I was like really loving what was going on, I rolled credits. And on one hand, that's a cool feeling because I'm like, this game was awesome. Can't wait to see what they do next. On the other hand, I'm like, man, I wish that the other 10 hours I played were as good as these last 5. That said, still very much worth your time if you like puzzles and stealth games. It's also like one of the most gorgeous games I've played this year. Its cinematics are on another level. Legitimately don't know what this team is doing to get cinematics like this in their indie game. I kind of want to reach out and be like, what did you do? Because it's so beautiful. And even like the world design, the top-down view is gorgeous as well. There's a really nice like bokeh effect around everything. It kind of makes each level feel like a diorama that you're moving through.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's great. I think it's like an under the radar game. I'm already seeing not enough people playing it. I'm like, I want more people to play it because it's really good. And yeah, I thoroughly had a great time with it and can't wait to see what that studio does next.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you've really kind of shot this up my list of things to play. I am really in the mood for, I am curious how it runs on something like a Steam Deck. Have you checked that out at all?
I did, and it runs like near perfectly on Steam Deck.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Especially with, I don't know how much you tinker with Steam Deck, but there's like a new thing that the Steam Deck community is talking about. It's like a lossless scaling update that people are pushing through in the back end, and that especially makes it run great. So I don't know the tech behind it, but I just followed a YouTube video and it worked out great. And now a lot of my games are running even better. Couldn't explain
Is
to
it
you.
like a thing like Valve put on the Steam Deck, or is it like a...
No, I think it's
This
something
lossless thing
Valve
you're talking about?
supports, but it was like one of those
Okay.
things I had to do through like desktop mode. So like kind of messing with the back end.
I'll request, Wes, if you ever get a chance to write up a tutorial on the site on how to improve my Steam Deck, I would read that.
I need to because
you
I spend too much time tinkering with my Steam Deck. It's like kind of annoying, but I love it.
Yeah. That's cool though. I'm really excited to play Eriksholm. I know they sent me a code, so I'm excited to dive in eventually. I hope this game gets I was kind of just like been flipping through SteamDB and gamealytic.com just to kind of see how it's doing in terms of like sales and stuff. And I hope it looks like the estimate is that maybe it's sold between 3 and 5K on Steam based on reviews. It's all estimates.
Yeah.
What is it? $40?
I don't actually know.
Yeah, it's $39.99. Does that feel steep for it, or does it feel like how does it feel to you? Obviously you got a code, but
Yeah, I mean, I got 15 hours out of it, and I could go back and 100% each level, like find collectibles and stuff. I think 40 is fair. I don't know. It's hard because like we know what this industry is, so I'm like, I want devs to charge a lot for their game, and I want everyone to pay for it.
Of course.
Like, but yeah, $40 I think might be steep for some people. At any rate, if that is steep, like put it on your wish list. And Steam sales happen all the time. Like I would, if this game drops even down to 30, like it's still well worth your time. Like it's great.
I think like for stealth fans, I think whenever we get something that's worth playing, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll drop 40 for that. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hearing you talk about it, I'm eager to play it. It seems awesome. I hope that the developers, get what they need from it. And it sounds like it'd be a great candidate for maybe a second game where they really flesh out and kind of give you those 3 characters from the start.
I would love that.
Yeah. Well, cool. That's Eriksholm, The Stolen Dream. You can play it on Steam and PS5 and Xbox. Charles, gonna go to you. You've been playing Shadow Labyrinth, which is the Pac-Man Metroidvania that features some other Bandai IP, I know, in certain parts of the game, like Dig Dug. But how is it so far?
Yeah, we talked about it last time and I was 100% sure. I've looked it up and it seems like it's in the apparently linked Dig Dug Galaga timeline. So
the famous Dig Dug Galaga timeline.
It's like
yes.
Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga, but it's very so I'm reviewing it. I got the code like this week. It comes out the day we're recording on the 18th. And it's interesting. I don't love it. I'm curious if I had a connection to some of these old arcade games, if I would be really into it. If I'd be picking up on stuff that I'm not seeing now. But it's like a series of odd decisions that I don't think really comes together in a way that is going to connect with a lot of people. So you starting off, it's Pac-Man is the name of the game. That's like what's going to bring people in. You don't play as Pac-Man, and also he's not called Pac-Man. He's called Puck. I think he's Puck-Man in Japan. If you've seen Scott Pilgrim, they changed his name from Pac-Man to Puck-Man because you could scratch off the P and make it an F. And that would be bad for business, guys. So he's Pac-Man now. And but in the game he's Puck, and he's a like robot. So he's like a spherical floating robot. That like reports to some like galactic government force. And
I didn't know that.
I just got to that point. It's like the UGSF or USGF or something like that. United Galaxy.
That's what Pac-Man needed.
Like
yeah,
for real.
Yeah,
more lore.
There's also I haven't encountered any ghosts, but I did encounter a giant robot named G-Host, which is just ghost with a hyphen in there. I'm not really sure what that's about yet. But yeah, you're not playing as Pac-Man. You're playing as what I think is a robot who has the soul of a human from what seems to be the actual human world, because the game starts and there's like a kid playing some handheld, gets like zapped away, and then this robot wakes up. Then he gets this like floating robot arm and then this sword. And the whole thing is that Puck can't use weapons, so he can't like force his way through this world to get these things done he needs to do. So he got you. He calls you number 8. I'm assuming that he's tried this 7 other times and they haven't.
It sounds like
out.
Puck might be bad.
Puck does not come across as a good person. I guess I didn't really clarify that last time.
It feels like you're like a soldier doing his bidding.
He seems to be. There's like a few other characters you interact with in the world, and Puck is always like, don't listen to them. They don't understand what our mission is. Like Puck seems like a very like indoctrinated soldier in a war he doesn't fully understand. And he also is like a robot, so I think part of it is he's like trying to follow his programming. It's very interesting now that I'm talking about it out loud. It is not very interesting in the dialogue of the game. It's one of those things where it's like they're just withholding so much information from you. It's really hard to like connect with any one specific thing. The goals are usually very vague. It's like, just go through here and then I'll explain it, or just do this and then I'll explain it. It's like, you don't need to understand that yet. So that's part of it. The gameplay is very stiff. I described it to I compared it to Hollow Knight before because of how the jump works, where it's very specific jump. It goes like exactly as long as you're holding it. I prefer a floatier jump, or like at least a jump where you can like correct yourself in air a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's the combat is that you have a sword. You have a meter called the ESP meter, which is both like stamina and magic kind of. So you can do like a really powerful sword swing that uses some of that. But if you're like dodge rolling too much, you can't sword swing. And if the meter goes all the way down, you can't use any abilities until it's charged all the way back up. So there is like a management system of it's like, you got to use it, but don't use it too much. And yeah, the combat's not like super interesting. It feels kind of, I don't know. I one of the things I talked about liking about Donkey Kong is that you start off and you can do all these different things where you can punch up and down and grab stuff and roll, and it doesn't necessarily tell you all of it, but you have like the full, what feels like a full kit right from the start. And when you're playing Shadow Labyrinth, it's like the first boss unlocks this powerful swing, I think, and then the second boss unlocks, when you defeat it, you get the parry for the first time, which is just like 7 hours into the game, you get the parry. Since we last recorded, I beat the third boss, which unlocks the block button. So now I can swap a parry for a block if I wanted to do that. And it just took too long to me. I want to be excited about beating a boss and getting an upgrade. Like Metroid always surprises me when I replay one of them, because I feel like I'm getting new stuff all the time. You're always like excited to be like, oh, I can climb on that wall now, or like, oh, I have a new way of like shooting my gun. And that like really motivates me to go and explore and do new things, because I'm like, oh, what's the cool new thing Samus is gonna get? And a lot of Metroidvanias have that feel, and this one, it keeps feeling like I'm unlocking like the most basic things you would find in the control manual. The other part of it is you're this robot dude who's also a human, and also Puck is here. There's some parts of the levels where when you jump on them, you turn into Puck, and it's just like classic Pac-Man style.
I did like those little sections around. Like you're on like a light rail kind of thing, right?
Yeah, they're fine. I find them frustrating specifically because you have to jump between them, so it's not like a Pac-Man level. And the reason that's annoying is because Pac-Man can't attack, but if you press the attack button, you transform back into yourself and do this aerial spinning move thing, but you like launch yourself first, which means if you're trying to hit someone, you have to be far enough away. Otherwise, you're just gonna kind of yeet yourself towards them and then take damage. So when there's enemies on there, it always feels kind of clumsy, because I'm like, I'd rather just avoid them, or like if I could be my normal sword fighting self, I could just take them out. But it's like a weird like conflict there. But they're fine. They're few and far between. Honestly, maybe too few and too far between if you're coming to this expecting like a Pac-Man game. But you're that, and then also you're a like mecha kaiju.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
You can turn into if you have like a meter fill up enough, which just does more damage and is immune to like terrain stuff. So if there's some areas in the game where it's like a big pit of spikes, and you have to have your kaiju charged up in order to like walk over it and like unlock new areas and stuff.
And I know you can like eat people, right?
Yeah, whether or not you have the meter filled up, you can click the right stick, and it summons like a ghostly version of the kaiju to pick up whatever enemy you just defeated and then eat it and get like crafting items. And then that's also how you fill up your kaiju meter, is by eating a bunch of guys. So yeah, it's interesting. There's like, it's weird to talk about because there's a lot going on just to describe the basics of the game. It's got kind of a weird world. It's got kind of a weird art style.
That's one of the things I've talked to you about before, is I don't like the art style. It's a little all over the place.
Yeah, the more I play,
it doesn't feel cohesive.
I keep running into characters that are on the screen very small, but I can tell that their character designs have so much like little details and touches here and there that I just literally can't see because they're not taking up that much of the screen. And it's almost like, it's a nice thing about pixel art, like way back in like the, arcade era, is it's like, hey, you have like 12 pixels to make this guy, and you have to make sure we can comprehend him from where we are. So it leads to these simple character designs, but they're very easy to read. You're like, I know what this guy is because they had very limited space in conveying what it was. And in this one, it's like they have the technology to put as much detail on this character as they want, but it ends up being like a little bit messy and a little like overcomplicated of a design, and you can't see it in the first place. So it's it's odd. And yeah, it hasn't really come together in a way I am wanting it to. I don't think it's a terrible game. Like I'm not like loathing every time I boot it up, but it is very much feel like I'm kind of going through the Metroidvania motions of being like, I'm going to go here and then maybe this unlocks that. And
would you still be playing it if you didn't have to for work?
Certainly not. It's just taken too long to get anything. And I think honestly, when these boss fights are kind of long, and the checkpointing is weird. There's main save points where you can heal and like refill your healing items, but then there's checkpoints where when you die you can go back there, but you don't get your healing items back. So there's a weird juggle of like, do I want to respawn at the checkpoint, or do I want to have to go back to a save point and like walk my way all the way back and hope that I have my healing stuff still. And then some of these bosses are just like, you just got to hit them so many times, and it's not in a way that really feels like I'm engaging, or that it's really exciting, especially since I don't have that many moves I can do. I'm just avoiding things and then trying to get as many sword hits in as possible. So yeah, and to go through all of that, there was like a boss where it's like I'm spending like 30-45 minutes just trying to get through this boss because it's like so repetitive and I got to take this out and blah, 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 to finally beat it. And it's like, congrats, you can have a block button now. I'm like, oh, like I don't really feel gratified by it. Like if I was getting good rewards out of it, I would feel good. But yeah, it just feels like it's missing a few quality of life things. And like
it almost feels like they should have hidden like the Pac-Man like light rail system behind like a boss fight or something.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Or like even I guess you kind of you have to unlock the kaiju and stuff, but there's definitely mechanics in the game that are even just another fun move in combat. Like stuff like that would be, it doesn't even have to be particularly useful as long as it's a thing I can get excited about. I don't know if I've ever played a game where you unlock the block button 10 hours in and then you would presumably be excited about it. It feels,
and you can have that or the parry, not both.
Correct. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
swap between the two.
Yeah,
So,
it feels weird.
yeah.
If it's awful.
So we'll see if it improves at all, or if maybe at the very end I'll be like, oh my gosh, the story, I didn't even realize that Mr. Galaga was Pac-Man's dad.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, keep us. I am curious how the rest of that plays out.
Yeah.
So keep us up to date, please. But before we get out of here, you've got one more game, Charles, to talk us through, and that's Bravely Default on Switch 2.
Correct. Yeah, I just been playing it. I started playing it on vacation. I was on a trip with my partner and we were just in Colorado, and I just kept playing a little bit every night. And it's a game I have a lot of like nostalgia for. It was like one of my first like big RPGs as like a teenager on 3DS. One of the games I remember voice actors from. It's like around the time where I started being like, oh, who's voicing this guy? And like Tiz is the main guy, is voiced by, I want to say, Bryce Peppenbrook, who is like very prolific anime actor. He's Eren in Attack on Titan. He's
That's cool.
Kirito in Sword Art Online. And then Edea is voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris, who is Morgana in Persona 5. That's Galacta in Marvel Rivals.
Oh, yeah.
Sothis in Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah.
All over the place.
She popped up on my TikTok feed recently.
Yes. Yeah, she's great. And one of those things where in the dialogue, they always write MRGRGR, and she had to voice act that line. It's very much like in old Japanese RPGs. They'll just put in like a weird way of laughing. Like I know in like Pokemon Emerald, people go foo to laugh a lot. Like, I don't know how you'd say that. But Cassandra Lee Morris so convincingly always goes, "Murger," and I just love that. No one ever says that, but she has to read the line. It's like her catchphrase, basically. Murger.
It's a very voice acting centric episode we're having today.
It really is. Anyways, yeah, and the Switch 2 version has some mini games that use like the mouse mode that I haven't played. Alex, you played them. Wes, you played them too, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're fine.
They're optional.
They're fine,
which is good.
It's mainly it's mainly just like a visual overhaul and just like a way to play it on a new system. But the one thing I really liked is they've changed the way that there's a village you're rebuilding in the game. And it's kind of like a mobile game style thing where it's like, I want to unlock this shop, but you can assign a worker
you were
to it,
telling
but
us
it'll
about
take
this.
24 hours. But if you assign 2 workers to it, that cuts it in half. It's like, whoa, 12 hours. Then another one, it's 8 hours. And it's like, it's just cool. But the way you got more workers in the 3DS version was by Street Pass. And if you're just, I don't know, theoretically just sitting at home all day and not going out and like passing people on the street, as many 3DS owners didn't do, you're just gonna have like 2 or 3 workers at a time, and it's gonna take forever to unlock all this stuff. And now the game just kind of, if you're connected to the internet, just automatically adds 5 new workers in the world in major cities for you to go find and like add to your town. So as I've just been playing this a little bit every day, I've been like unlocking stuff, and I have way more. I have like 50 villagers now. And as we're talking, I think I almost like 100%ed the village before I've beaten the game. Which is like a thing I never got even close to doing in the 3DS.
I can't remember. What does the village do for you?
So it's not that exciting. It varies. There's different shops, and they'll get added to. There's like a red traveler guy that you'll find in the world, and you can save at him, but you can also buy equipment off of him. So you can unlock like really cool, powerful weapons that you can just buy from him that you don't find in shops at all.
Cool.
And if you're like saving up, you can unlock like really good weapons way earlier in the game. But then you also get modifiers on special moves. So every weapon in the game has like a special associated with it, which is like a really powerful move. And each weapon has a different criteria. So like, I think for the sword, it's like hitting people a number of times. But for like a rod, it would be like casting spells. Someone else might be healing. Someone else might be using items.
Yeah.
And if you charge up the specials, you can basically customize the moves. And if you're fighting a certain boss and you're like, oh, I know this guy's weak to fire, I can be like, oh, all my special moves are going to do fire damage. Or if I know they're a dragon type, I can be like, oh, they're all going to be super effective on dragon guys. And you unlock all those modifiers through the village and stuff. So,
hell yeah.
That's it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It seems like, I think you were saying that it's like probably one of your more favored like remasters on Switch 2. Like
that was Wes. Wes has the experience of there.
For our Switch 2 coverage, I played pretty much all of the big re-releases, and I think Bravely Default is like the one I'd recommend most. Both of that, it runs really well on Switch 2. It's a very pretty game, and I think it's just like one of the better games you could play on Switch 2. It feels right at home. It's such a classic like Final Fantasy-esque type game. You know, find 4 crystals, save the world, and I do think it's like, I don't want to say slept on, because I remember people really liked it back in the day, but I think overall the series is slept on today because it's not as active, and it's just a really good game. It's just a fun time.
Cool.
I also real super quick, I want to shout out a game that my partner, I got a Switch 2 and my partner got a Switch 2 on the same day. We live with my partner's mom, and she saw us playing our Switch 2s for like a week and was just like, well, I want one of those. And then like, she bought a Switch 2 and every conceivable accessory. She has way more stuff than I have. She's like she like played games growing up, which is how like my girlfriend got into games. Like they would play Spyro on the PS1 together.
Yeah.
So she has a Switch 2. She has like the Pro controller. She has like a skin for her Switch 2. She has like the SD card. She has like every piece you could think of. And both of them have been playing a lot of Squeakross, which is a game that was announced, I want to say, at a Wholesome Games Direct last year. And it's a Picross game. Squeakross.
Squeak. Gotcha.
So you're playing as a mouse.
Oh.
And it's Picross games, and the Picross is cheese. And when you when you complete a Picross, you get a piece of furniture, and you can decorate this mouse's room. So they've been playing so much Squeakross to just unlock pieces of furniture to fill up this mouse's room. You can customize your mouse. You can give him like hats and stuff.
This is
hold on. This kind of looks fire.
They've both been playing it nonstop for like 2 weeks. You can get stickers, and you can like customize your own home screen, which is fun. And like every individual screen, you can just be like, this is where all my cheese stickers are, and this is where all my mouse stickers are. And I haven't.
You just
played
put
it,
me on,
but I like Picross, and it seems good. I think the only complaint they have about the game is, I had the same thing when I played Murder by Numbers, which is like Ace Attorney meets Picross.
Yeah.
It's hard to combine a puzzle game with a genre that does not have puzzles with it, because the puzzles can get to make the game interesting. The puzzles should get harder over time. But if you're in it for one thing and you don't want to play really hard puzzles, then you get frustrated because you're like, I don't want to do a 25 by 25 Picross. I want a couch sticker for my mouse to sit on. Yeah. So I think they've been like kind of, I don't know if they'll like 100% it, because I don't know if they're as in love with like super hard Picross puzzles as they are like 10 by 10s or whatever. But they both seem to endorse it. So shout out to them.
Yeah. It came out on Steam as well, June 5th.
Yeah. It's not a Switch 2 exclusive. They're just playing it on Switch 2.
The team also has released a game in 2022 called The Spirit in the Mouse. So they're like really into this. Like mice is their thing. I like that.
Yeah. Mice,
cool.
Baby.
Cool niche. I like mice, and I like little frogs.
Little frogs are getting big. Little frogs are getting big.
Little frogs they're growing up. Yeah.
Horses and anime girls that act like horses is getting big in the animal realm.
That was a part of that was a part of the lost episode I was hoping would stay lost. Was the horse girl.
Glad,
Charles riding anime girls as horses.
Me riding an anime horse girl as a horse, like piggyback style.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that was something I wish would stay dead.
Yeah. Instead, this one has where I popped my little thingy, as Alex called it. One embarrassing quote for another.
Yeah, I was riding my horse girl and I popped my little thingy. I'm gonna in the show notes. This timestamp is gonna say Charles's horse girls. Just to let you know.
Don't imply that I own them.
We need to bring this up in like an issue meeting and make it so where Charles has to like do an in-depth like feature on the horse girls game.
Uma Musume, right? Is that what it's called? Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
Yeah, probably. I haven't played it, to be clear.
Sure.
You seem fascinated by it.
Sure.
I was listening to the Giant Bombcast this week.
Yeah.
While I was cooking dinner, and they're real in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah, if you want the hard hitting journalism on the horse girls, go listen to this week's episode of the Giant Bombcast. I do recommend.
Did Ash talk about it?
No, Ash didn't have a chance to.
Okay,
unfortunately, yeah. Well, we touched on it, I think. I don't know, that was like, I know that was only like a week or so ago. That feels like forever ago to me.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I can't quite remember. But regardless, thank you everybody for listening or watching this episode of the Game Informer Show. You can listen to it the place you're watching or other places, major podcast platforms. You can find the show on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Game Informer, which is where we also upload our exclusive cover story videos and interviews, as well as video reviews and episodes of New Gameplay Today, where we show off games that we think are worth checking out. Don't forget to follow the guys here this week on social media. You can follow Charles at ChuckDuck365. You can follow Wesley at Wesley LeBlanc. And you can also find Wesley on Instagram at I am Wesley _am _Wesley.
Yeah, thank you for the underscores.
Yeah, you can follow me on all of those places at It's Van Aken. And don't forget to follow Game Informer on those places at Game Informer or at Game Informer Magazine on almost all of the social medias, if you want to keep up with what we've got going on. Don't forget, head over to GameInformer.com/subscribe. Pick up a physical magazine subscription or a digital magazine subscription. It's a great way to help us out and to keep funding the show and keeping the lights on. I think that's going to do it for the show this week. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.